Hello, everyone. Hello. Happy New Year. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Councilmember Bardini.
Here.
Councilmember Bettina.
Present.
Councilmember Priscilla.
Here.
Councilmember Rye.
Here.
Supervisor Albrecht.
Here. Next up is we're going to need to amend the agenda. So, Mr. Nugent, we have to add one thing for special consideration for legal services provided by special town council. That's one. And then we have like a couple clerical errors that we saw in the consent agenda. Can we make those amendments when we get to that point?
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine.
Are they clerical only, or are they substantive?
Just that we have to add, the town clerk shall notify these people within 30 days that the resolution takes in effect, and just a couple
so that'll
lines.
be as amended.
Yeah, it's substantive but minor.
Yeah.
Minor. And then we have a couple of employees that we budgeted for but don't have it properly set on the fee schedule for the town. So that we'll work on that when we get to consent.
Okay.
Next up is acceptance of the regular meeting, December 17th. Presented as a motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any new employees here today? I don't see any. Okay. Now, next up is privilege of the floor for general town items. This is the opportunity to speak about anything regarding the town of Fishkill, anything. Anybody wishes to speak? I know you got a crew here, so.
Hello. Ooh,
Hello.
This is really loud. Louise Danielli, legal resident of over 30 years. Happy New Year. This is really, okay. I know. Happy New Year to everyone, and congratulations to Councilwoman Bardini for her re-election, and to Councilmember Don Pizzula on his election win, and welcome, Don, and good luck. Let's see, and a very big welcome back to our former town attorney, Mr. Brian Nugent.
You're here.
And Shannon as well. I'm grateful to you and your firm, Friedrich, Nugent, and McCartney, for returning to represent our town again. I am also thankful that you did such a superb job representing our town in the appellate court case against Rolling Hills and won. It was amazing to watch how talented you are during that court appearance, which was recorded. Everyone should watch it. The board should forward the link to the public in an e-gov if they feel they should. I'm asking the board if I can come back up and speak when they talk about the resolution to appoint me at the position of liaison instead of talking about that now, because I have two other things to talk about. So is that
Yes.
okay? Okay. Let's see. The first is regarding discussion number 8, resolution to amend fee schedule for the rec center, which are changes that will affect seniors and veterans. I'll start by saying what I will end by saying. Leave the seniors and the veterans alone. Don't charge them any more money. First, the request to amend the rec center fee should have been presented when it was budget time, not now. Second, I have seen documentation that shows the expenses for the trips and lunches are covered by the amount the senior is charged by Mary Ann. And when she shops well, they have some left over without charging more. I have not seen anything to show where there is any true deficit. I was only told that they were down by approximately $40,000. If that's true, there should be documentation that goes along with that request. I'd like to see exactly how they came up with that number and what it will specifically pay for, because there is no true budget for the rec center. People who come to the senior center at the rec center, they're there because they want to go and see their friends, they want to meet new friends and enjoy our programs, lunches, and trips. They don't come because they want to be used for $1 here and there to allegedly pay for a utility bill, or be penalized if they come from a neighboring town or city. Everyone should pay the same amount and be treated fairly. You should not charge a senior or a veteran extra money when the amount they are asked to pay covers the lunch and or trip. Government is not for profit, and we should not profit on quality of life programs for our most valued community members. You could not have the parties without the volunteers, and most of them are non-resident seniors. They help Mary Ann put everything all together. Decorating, setup, cooking, garbage, cleanup, all of it. Days before, during, and after the lunches. They are Grace and Michael Martin, Mary Ann McCuskey, Rosemary Kroom, Lorraine DeMasi, Roseanne Monteblano, Nancy Locicero, Beverly Jessame, and Tina Chevatone, as well as many other of Mary Ann's family members who regularly volunteers, and others that I may not have had on the list with their names. We should be valuing them instead of penalizing Mary Ann and the group of volunteers that I just mentioned, who create beautiful lunch parties. They are memories like no one else can do in any other town in our county. If you don't, you will compromise the integrity of the parties that have been given for more than a decade. Life is short, and what the senior center is one of a kind and needs to be left alone. They cover their cost. There should be no created administrative or utility costs. And if there is something that needs to be additionally covered, it is covered by the general fund as it always has been. If you need money, you can research other ways to fill this unidentified issue. You should reconsider all of the inequity raises You should reconsider all of the inequitable raises employees are proposed to receive. Maybe you should change all the raises tonight to the same amount, 4% across the board. You would have plenty of money left over to account for any alleged deficits for our valued seniors and veterans. If you want to have the thought process to nickel and dime the seniors and veterans to pay utility bills and alleged administrative charges, according to that mentality, then you should have a basket at the door of every town meeting for everyone to pay $1, like tonight. Everyone who comes should be required to put $1 in the basket. You, whether you're a resident or not, to cover the heat, the lights, and the air, anything you want. Planning board, zoning board, any kind of meeting we have, you should make everybody pay. If they use the bathroom, put a basket in there. They should have to pay $1 if they flush the toilet, if they use a paper towel, if they clean their hands. I could go on and on. They should pay if they go to court. You can get $1 from every person who sits in the courtroom. I could go on and on, but there is no point because it's ridiculous. And to raise the rates for the seniors are ridiculous as well. No one should have to pay, especially the seniors and veterans. Leave them alone to enjoy themselves at our lunches and trips and activities. I have another topic I'd like to speak about, and it's the lack of transparency in the agenda packet. The public has a right to know who works for the town and at what salary. There is no Fishkill salary schedule in the agenda packet or attached to the resolution to establish salaries. I had to do a lot of searching to find the salary list, which is hidden. I went to the town website, and for those at home who want to see it, you go to boards and meetings, then town board, upcoming meetings, click on the meeting date of January 7th, 2026, go to number 42, resolution to establish 2026 salaries, then click on 2026 salaries and you'll see the list. But more disturbing than the lack of transparency is all of the pay disparities in salaries in our town. Kenya and I have tried very hard years ago to have everyone be paid fairly, but it appears that has fallen by the wayside again. There are numerous errors and omissions in the 2026 salary sheet. It had Mary Ann, our rec activity specialist, listed as part-time instead of full-time, and didn't have her new yearly salary, which is $58,492, next to her hourly rate. Why would this happen? She's full-time, she's not part-time. And she only got a minimal raise of 4%, which is only $1.08 an hour more. That's an insult, not a raise for all that she does. It also doesn't have Jay and Lauren from the rec center's updated salaries. It has last year's salaries. They only received 4% as well. It was also missing the highway and police department employee names and salaries. Instead of stating that they were under the union, they just said that they were under the union, but they should clearly post it what the contracts are going to be, and not just say that they're in the union. That would be more transparent. I have something else to say, but I'll wait until you call me up for the liaison discussion. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, anybody else like to speak?
Go ahead.
Hi, I know, I was waiting for Ozzy because
Thank
he's
you, ma'am.
talking.
My apologies.
Thank you.
That's okay. Roseanne Montalbano, I live in Dutchess Park. I've lived here for over 45 years, paid taxes for over 45 years. It's a beautiful town to be in. I'm not happy with it right now. Seniors, I just think you're disregarding us anymore. And for the most part, we do everything for ourselves. And again, like Louise said, $3, I have no idea what that's going to accomplish. There's got to be other ways if you need it that bad. Ozzy, you've been saying, I listen to the meetings, I don't always come to them. Fishkill's doing great. Well, obviously, there's a problem, okay? And the center is for seniors to come for people that are alone. And now like I heard other people say, everything's gone up. And yes, it has. Well, everything's gone up for us too. But we don't work, so we don't get extra money. We don't get raises. And we're being hit with energy just like everybody else. We're getting hit with food, right? Okay. Medical, okay, we got a big raise from Social Security, and they take it away anyway. So I don't understand why this has to be affecting us. And if there is supposedly 40,000, somebody did something wrong, as far as I'm concerned. And as Louise said, we can't even find out who, what, where. And I think that's wrong. So the only other thing is, like I said, if you want to hurt the seniors, that's what you're doing. $3, to me, it's not going to break me or anything. The idea, it's the principle. Then what are you going to do next year if you have a problem? Maybe you have all these things going on at the center beside us. Well, maybe you should raise them. I used to play pickleball. I paid outside of it. I played volleyball, not volleyball, badminton. I don't get it. And all of a sudden now you're $40,000. I'm really upset about this. I'm very disappointed. And I hope you reconsider what's going on here. Maybe you need to go out to some of the companies. Say we need help with the seniors. I don't know what to tell you to do, but there's other ways of doing it without picking on seniors. We're only there for a few hours, okay? I go there 2 days a week, other people go there 2 days a week. You know, we go for exercise that day, we spend the rest of the day there. They have the bingo. I mean, some people go to bingo, it's a 75 cents, you know, they're not making a lot of money. It's just a card. On Friday, yeah, they do a little differently. I don't go to them, so I really can't comment on them. But I just really feel that this is wrong, and I think you better rethink it, because I don't see how $3 is going to make a difference. And if you can tell me that it can, I'd love to know, because I'd like to be able to do it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next.
Good evening. I am Grace Martin, one of the volunteers who's a non-resident that Louise thankfully has thanked me for. I want to talk about two topics. The first topic is the resolution appointing Louise Danielle as a volunteer liaison for East Fishkill. I think this is a very, very good move to do that. When I joined the Senior Center in 2021, during COVID, let me bring you back to COVID. During COVID was a time that actually was devastating for all of us. It was actually devastating for more seniors because we had less runway. For a 5-, 6-year-old child, they'll still have 80 more years of their life. For a senior who was locked in at age 75, 80, or 85, they've lost, percentage-wise, the vision of going ahead. But you welcomed non-residents at that time. I quickly joined your teams and your activities. Marian Von Egypt, Lauren, and Jason were wonderful to everybody. Those that you know who know of me, I volunteer massively across Dutchess County. I am in my second term now of the Dutchess County Office for the Aging Senior Advisory Board, a volunteer board that I proudly serve. I am now in my second year as the president. So I have a vision of seeing all senior centers across the county. Again, I gave back to your community very quickly. At my first fitness class, or second fitness class in your facility where we were all still wearing masks and we're 6 feet apart, it didn't take me much time to do what I usually do. Once the class was over, I looked at Marianne and says, what do you need to help? She says, could you help us put the chairs away and all that stuff? So I initially have done that. I volunteer, so again, with Louise Danielle, that's where I met her also 6 years ago. At that point in time, she was always there. Her and Kendra were at the parties, the picnics, cleaning tables with the volunteers. So again, I think it's a very good position for her, and you should take advantage of a non-paid volunteer who wants to be a liaison for the senior, who for the 6 years I've been going to your center has been that. As far as volunteering, it's a calling that most of us do. I know a lot of you are nodding because you see me all over the county. It doesn't matter that I live in Wappingers. I volunteer at your facility, at Poughkeepsie, everywhere across the county for the 12 picnics that the Office for the Aging does. I think with Louise also being the liaison, that will help me bridge the programs that I've helped from the Office for the Aging to bring to your program. In the last year, I've been able to talk to your team with Jason, Marion, and Lauren, and I got the Matter of Balance for class there quickly, which is a class that's high in demand. So I look forward to being and working with Louise as the liaison, that she can help me bridge all the wonderful activities that the Office for the Aging does. Just talking about the seniors in general, as some of us said, some of us can afford it, some of us can't. I ask you to consider those seniors who can't. Social Security only gave us a 2.8% raise. It was quickly chewed up by a 10% increase in our Medicare, as well as the cost of food, gasoline, Central Hudson. So once again, COVID took us apart. Now COVID is over. Your senior center has brought us together. I've made lasting friends and relationships with your town that I will continue to do. So I ask you to think about that. I looked at your schedule because I also have a background in finance. I can't tell because it's not posted year to year, but we clearly know that the senior fees are going up. I can't see anywhere in your rec fees for the children if there's a comparison year to year. So I can't give you those comparisons. At least I looked at the resolution that Jason put out there, and I looked at all your rec fees. There is nothing to say where the fees have gone up year to year, so I can't do that analogy for you. But if you increase a senior from $1 to $2, sounds small, but it's a 100% increase. One last thing, Jason always ends every party with, he can't do this without the volunteers. And he names all those people that Louise just did. And you guys know, probably 70% of the volunteers who volunteer in your senior center are non-residents. Again, we thank you for the opportunity to be there, but we also do our due diligence of that. I've done things, and I've even taught your fitness center when Marion was on vacation. I still put the dollar in the bucket and taught the class for free. So we didn't ask to be on your payrolls, but we actually put a lot of time in for you. And I did that for the love of the seniors in that senior center. So again, thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for speaking. Well, hold on a second. 1 second. Stop. Does anybody else want to speak regarding the seniors? Or they go first and then you go?
I would like to.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So we give an opportunity for everybody to speak, and then we'll go one last time for a follow-up.
We volunteer outside the senior center. We do the festivals and everything else.
Good evening. My name is Nancy Lo Cicero. I was also nicely mentioned by Louise as one of the folks that helps to volunteer at the senior center. I'm a Wappingers resident, and I too joined. Actually, I think Grace and I went on the same day and said, let's go. They're accepting non-residents over in Fishkill. Let's see what we can do. We came and signed up in 2020, but we actually started coming in 2021 due to the shutdowns and everything. First of all, Louise, I met through the senior center, and she's great. And if she can help bridge the gap between the seniors and the board here, I would wholeheartedly support that effort. She works well with everybody. Everybody seems to like her. Seniors can be a little, we can be a little. And when you have somebody who they like, that's gold. And you don't throw gold away. And you pay attention to it when it's there. And I think for that, I'm not a resident. It's not like I can say, oh, I'm voting for her or anything like that. But she would have my vote if I could. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Back to as far as fees and things like that, I gave up looking for, I have to admit, I didn't have enough patience to go and try to drill down and try to find out what things were and how much things used to cost or how much you're in arrears that you're trying to make up a budget gap on the seniors and veterans. Great group to pick, folks. That's my take, all right? I, too, volunteer. I appreciate that you guys let non-residents in, okay? But, as Grace said, that extra buck doesn't sound like a lot. Oh, we'll charge them an extra buck. That's 100%. Events, you're tacking on another 12.5% for non-residents. And, oh, by the way, you're making them wait till the next day to sign up, which means they'll never get to go on an event. It doesn't seem quite right. So I would just ask you to sort of think a little bit about the people that you're trying to make a little extra money on. I can understand it. I can understand trying to keep costs down for the residents. I understand that, okay? But we do our due diligence, and we do try to, a lot of us do volunteer to try to support activities and things that are going on. We've made great relationships when there's a birthday, when there's a birth of somebody in the facility of the people who work there. Who's there making a cake or throwing a party? It's the seniors. It's not people dropping off their 5-year-old for a daycare. It's not them. It's the seniors. So think about what you're doing. I appreciate your time, and I want to thank you for allowing me to speak.
You're welcome.
Thank you, and have a good evening, and have a great New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Anybody else that hasn't spoken would like to speak? Okay. This is, you can have a, then come on, let's go.
Hi, my name is Therese Ferens. And I just moved to Fishkill, and I'm only here 1 year at this rec center. And everybody here has been extremely friendly, respectable, helpful. Louise has been kind, always helpful, and I never knew how to play mahjong. I never played cards. I worked 45 years. I retired in my 70s. And this is the first senior center, and I was so amazed of all these people here that opened up their hearts and their arms. And sometimes I can be rough because I was a high school teacher. I'm a little tough, very strict, but they all accepted me. And I even had a birthday, and I was by myself. My son was in California, my daughter's busy in Rhinebeck with her children, her farm. Everyone here wished me a happy birthday, and I went on a trip. I don't know how to go. I went to a casino. I'm not a gambler. I was always working in the Bronx, had high school kids. But these people here made me feel like I was part of their family. And Mary Ann, God bless her. I'm a good cleaner, but I'm not a cook. And I love the fact that she cooks for us. And all these women here, and some of the men, they are there all the time, preparing, serving us, and with a smile. And Ozzy, you've been there. You see me there. We're dancing. Mary Ann has a daughter there to entertain us. And Grace, she's unbelievable. I don't know how she does it. She's got too many hats she wears. And they're not appreciated. And everybody's on a fixed budget. We all have maybe a pension or maybe Social Security, but we have families that we have to support. We have bills. We're renting. And so to come here for $1 is great. And then I have my friends that taught me from day one how to play Mahjong, to be part of the group. I was just sitting there and I didn't know how to do anything. So I was accepted to a rec center that allowed us to have a family. And some of them can't afford the $1, let alone $2 or $3 to get in. And I go there 4 days a week. If there was something that I could do on a Wednesday, I would be there. I won't be able to afford to pay $3 to go every day. I play Monday card bingo, which I love. Fridays I play regular bingo. And there are women here that taught me how to play Mahjong. And it's rewarding, it's uplifting. And it fills our day. And then through the rec center, we go out to lunch sometimes, especially on a Wednesday when we have nothing to do. And we're lonely on the weekends. But through the rec center, we made friends and we go out. So if you're gonna raise the prices, people are not gonna go. I'll invite 4 or 5 women to my house to play Mahjong, and then you won't have them at the rec center. I live at Eagle Rock. They have a clubhouse there with free coffee. We can go there and play. So we all want to stay at the rec center. And Mary Ann does a great job. It is unbelievable how she puts together all these trips, all the luncheons, all the birthdays. I was happy to celebrate a birthday. Couldn't celebrate it with my family, but this is my new family here. So if you take that away from us, you're taking away happiness and friendship. And that's tough because I'm only here a year. And if I'm on a bus with 55 people, I know at least 45 because everybody is friendly and they accept us. And if we didn't have Mary Ann there to do this, or Grace, or Louise, all of these, Beverly, I can name all of them here. They've all been so helpful, and they keep us together like a family. So please consider that. We don't want to leave the rec center. We want to stay there, and we want to have fun. Thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate your time.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Anybody that has not spoken would like to speak?
Roseanne just wants to say one.
Roseanne, that's the last one. It's okay.
The one thing I forgot to say is also many of us, you have your town festivals. Okay, who do you think volunteers to do that? We do. And sometimes it's tough, okay? With a whole bunch of kids, you're doing a whole bunch of things, and it's a long day. And we don't get compensation for that, and we don't ask for it, and we don't want to. That's why Fishkill is such a great town, because we have supportive people all over. And I think that needed to be told, because I don't think it was, even though we volunteer for our own parties and, take care of that. But we do, Christmas party, we were at the center with all the kids, decorating cookies with the kids, building whatever. Joe was in the bounce house. He thought he was going to die. You know who I'm talking about, my husband, okay? Well, it's true, though. And he has really bad knees. But it's just an added thing that we do, and we never ask for anything, and I agree with everything what everybody said here. So thank you.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to liaison member reports. Councilwoman Bardini, you have anything?
Not today.
Greg?
Yes, a Happy New Year to everyone. I would like to welcome to the dais our new colleague, Councilman Don Pristula, and welcome back to the dais Brian Nugent of Ferrick Nugent McCartney, who will be resuming as the attorney to the town board. We are grateful for your return and appreciative of your counsel. Would also just like to let residents know, as I have enjoyed the opportunity to serve the public through my career, that I have transitioned away from my position with the New York State Senate and will be working a lot closer to home as the deputy clerk to the Dutchess County Legislature up in Poughkeepsie. Our office is open from 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. The county legislature is a very important body here, helping establish laws, levy taxes, and guide policy for a better Dutchess County for everyone. If you have questions about our work or concerns about any type of legislation that's going on, feel free to call our office at any time, and I will make sure in an upcoming eGov newsletter that the supervisor sends out to include helpful contact information, not only for the county legislature, but for our county offices in Poughkeepsie across the spectrum, whether that's the county executive, county department of taxation and finance, public works, and of course the office for the aging.
So, well done. Councilman Rye.
Congratulations, Greg.
Thank you, Brian.
I know that your commuting down there must have gotten old after a while. You know.
I don't think anyone relishes a drive to Yonkers. Nothing against Yonkers, but the commute there is long from here.
Yeah. And I also want to welcome you, my new roommate right here. Good guy. Look forward to working with him, and welcome Brian. Thank you. Spelled with an I, the only way to spell it. So there's not really that much to report, except that you and I had a good meeting today.
Please let the residents know it's real good news.
And it's you know, we're getting pumped up for, Ozzy and I have been preparing for the 250th, and Greg is going to be participating in this thing that I'm talking about now. So at the Renegade Stadium on June 6th.
5th.
June 5th, thank you so much to Greg. I don't have my notes in front of
The
me.
day before D-Day.
Yes, right, very good. We're going to have a sensational event out there for the entire family. We're going to have a display of, our town historian will be doing a display of their, certainly their, what is the word that I'm looking for?
The Continental Army will do a
Thank you
volley.
very much. And in addition to that, there'll be students from both districts that are inside this town that will be reading certain historical documents. We will have a lot of food that, of course, will be there at very minimal cost. There's going to be a lot of different fun things for kids. There's going to be a lot of reasons why it's going to be a huge family event. It's not exclusive to Fishkill. It's Fishkill doing its part to share the history and this one particular occasion with not only the Dutchess County community, but the communities from around. The Renegades are very excited. The Renegades organization is very excited to be working with us. They love the idea of this whole project. And so we've got a lot more details to work out and details to come, and it'll be blasted out by the Renegades and by us at a certain time in the future. But I think that's, without getting granular right now, we're just very excited about it, and they're pumped. So Carmine, of course, is involved, and we're enjoying, of course, his organizational skills, which he's very good at. And we have our town historical society that will be involved as well, and the Dutchess County Historical Society that was mentioned today in the meeting. Just a lot of different things. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but it's going to be, that event is going to be pretty super. I don't know if you want to add something to it.
I'll do it under supervisor comments.
Okay, very good.
So
That's
new board member, Councilman Donald Pizzula.
Just want to say thank you for welcoming me here today, and I hope I, over the next couple of years, earn the trust that the town has put in me and electing me to this position. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Don. Yeah, at the last meeting, I wasn't feeling too well, so I didn't have a chance to thank people that left and arrived and have come back. So I'd just like to read a couple thank yous. Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to make the following comments. First, I would like to thank our tax receiver, Catherine Bonetta. She had a difficult 25 and faced serious health issues. Through it all, she placed the town and its citizens first. While most people would have taken a leave of absence after major surgery, Catherine knew that would have been a significant hardship to the town. Catherine, through an extremely difficult recovery, worked days, nights, and weekends to make sure our taxes were processed. She also continued her excellent work ethic communicating with our citizen and has always received compliments via emails from the citizens to me. On behalf of the town, I'd like to say thank you to Catherine and welcome back. I also like to welcome back Hunter Dune. She had her third child, and she came back to work last week.
Back, Hunter.
Yes, 3 kids, pretty good. Lovely lady. She works at the building department. I didn't get a chance to say thank you to Councilman Foreman, who sat in the seat for 4 years with me. He was instrumental with us getting our parks, our infrastructure, our buildings up to par. And I thank Councilman John Foreman for that. I didn't get a chance to say thank you to Becky Tompkins, our town clerk. For those who don't know, when I started January 1st, 2020, we immediately got hit with COVID. While other municipalities were closing down, we stayed open, and we made the town work, and we reaped a cash windfall that allowed us to make all these upgrades for the town of Fishkill and keep us really fiscally secure. So thank you, Becky. I apologize. I didn't say this at the last meeting. Like I said, I wasn't feeling good, but I couldn't have done it without you. I'd like to welcome Don Pizzula. Don is one of the many people who loses their first election, and the second time they get it. On this dais, you got 3 of us that have lost our first election, me, Jackie, and Don, and 2, Brian and Greg, who won their first election. So that's pretty much the odds of politics and governance. So if you lose, try and try again, and eventually you'll succeed. I'd like to congratulate Cooper Leatherwood. He's right here. He is our new town clerk. I've seen him, yes. I live right down the street, and I pass by Town Hall on weekends and nights, and Cooper is here on nights and weekends, making sure he's getting up to par and keeping the citizens informed in our clerk's office, running in a high, efficient manner. So I'd like to say thank you, Cooper, for all your hard work and your dedication to the town. Greg, congratulations. You know, you're doing pretty good here. You're my secretary. You go work for Congressman Maloney. You go work for Senator Stewart. Then you go work for the county, and now you're a councilman.
Yes.
So you started from nothing, and you're a pretty big-time guy here now.
I do what I can, and I'm always pleased to have the opportunity to serve. If anyone is counting, that's municipal, county, state, and federal. So if anybody has any contacts at Interpol, I can complete the set.
Yeah, you see where he's going with that, right?
You know.
You see where he's going with that, right, ladies and gentlemen?
Stay humble, Greg.
Yes, there you go. Thank you, Councilman Rye. I appreciate that. Also, we're going to be hiring a central cashier part-time soon, so we're going to be sending out Town eGov on Friday. Basically, it'll be $24 an hour. If anybody's interested, it'll be Monday through Friday from 10 to 2. We can be flexible with the hours. So if you're interested in a position when you drop your kids off, or you're a senior and want to make a little money, stay. Hey, you guys are complaining about $1 here, right? I'm offering $24 here.
I'm ready to exercise.
Okay, well, listen, $24 an hour, not bad. Okay, so we're going to send that out.
Is that what we should get when we volunteer?
They're killing me. They're killing me today.
I'm confused about the definition of the word volunteer.
That's why you don't mess with the seniors, guys.
Volunteer a lot more as a kid.
Oh, Lord, okay. Hey, I know when to yield. As Councilman Brian Rice said, we had a great meeting with Dutchess Stadium, Heritage Financial, with their staff. They're going to do a lot for us for our 250th anniversary. We're going to celebrate it on June 5th from 6 to 9. Save the date. When it's going to be an event where we're going to read the special documents of America, culminating with the Declaration of Independence, and have a big fireworks display for our residents. Everybody's invited. There's no fee, no parking fees, none of that. We'll have the concession stands open. We'll have things for the kids to do. And Heritage Financial Park, Dutchess Stadium, is going to be a great partner with us, and I'd like to say special thanks to them for that. Yeah, we got a lot going on. So we have Dutchess Stadium. Myself and Councilman Rye have been working on a statue to dedicate to John Bailey. John Bailey had a forgery about half a mile away from here, where he forged George Washington's sword as depicted in Crossing the Delaware. So we're going to get that done and place it between the rec center and the police department. We're going to renovate the whole war memorial, and 3 pieces are done, so hopefully we have that done by the end of the year to honor the 250th. So we have that, we have the stadium. We also are going to get our passports that I mentioned earlier. So we've done a passport with about as displayed here. There's about 22 places in Fishkill that are historical from the Revolutionary War. When you complete the passport, you can come to the town hall and you'll get a pin that he has right here that I'm wearing on my lapel as gratitude for you checking out the town. Because a lot of people don't know how big the town is. If you live on 9D, you think you live in Wappingers. If you live in Glenham, you think you live in Beacon. So the effort here is that we're going to try to hand deliver this. So when they're ready to be picked up, I'm going to ask through our email system that the citizens can do their neighborhoods. So if you could do 100, 200 homes for us by just dropping these off at doorsteps, we would appreciate that, because we want to bring the community together. Like the senior said, we want to bring our community together. So if you could do a couple hundred homes, promote it to your neighbors, and basically a lot of this is drive-by stuff, but we want you guys to realize how special it is to live in the town of Fishkill. I really don't think many municipalities have what we have. And when you're done, you get a beautiful pin. This is
That's a commemorative pin.
a commemorative pin of the 250th. It's pretty well made. Well made.
And we would be remiss if we didn't thank Olympia
Yes.
for helping to put together the passport and getting those pins.
Yes.
The residents, thank you, and we thank you, Olympia.
Thank you, Olympia.
Thank you, Olympia.
Can I mention something else?
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I noticed in the Memorial Park out here is that it just really, you can't see anything from the road. It's just covered up with trees, and so I have a volunteer landscape architect that's helped to redesign it. And I want to say a special thank you to Assemblyman A.J. Bepan.
Absolutely.
Because I said, A.J., we need some cash. We got to redo this thing. It's going to be very dignified and very beautiful, and once it's done. And he got us like $80,000, $90,000.
I think 80.
80 grand to commit to that out there. So we're very excited about that. Fishkill is going to be the premier spot for the 250th in Dutchess County. I mean, that's just a fact.
And beyond.
And beyond. And beyond. But as far as ceremonies and everything that we're doing to signify the 250th birthday of this nation, we've got it going on. You and I have been working, and Greg has also participated, 3 years for the monument.
Yeah.
2 years. 2 years I was consistent to try to get us into the Renegades until they finally saw the light, and then we landed that. So these things have taken time, you know.
And for those that don't know, the original 13 colonies, a third of the battles were in New York. And West Point is here, the Fishkill Supply Depot. There was a reason why the Hudson River was important in this area, because the British wanted to separate New England from the rest of the colonies, and if they could have done that, they would have won the war, you know, rather easily. So the Battle of Saratoga, West Point, it's amazing. After the Battle of Saratoga, the story goes, well, we'll start with the bad news. The first bad news was the Battle of White Plains, where we got slaughtered, and hundreds of our soldiers were brought up here and buried in the town of Fishkill. A few years later, the tide turned, and after the Battle of Saratoga, our generals marched the British troops that were captured right down Route 52 to modern-day city of Beacon and put them on the ferry to the city of Newburgh and brought them to be held captive until the end of the war. So we saw a lot of bad and we saw a lot of good, but if it wasn't for New York and New York State, and particularly this area, this might still be a British colony. So I take this very important. We're going to get to do this once every 50 years, and it's an honor to be your supervisor during this period. So I'm done with supervisor comments. And now we'll go to work. We have no presentations. The first discussion is discuss delegates, alternate delegate, Association of Town for the 2026 meeting. So I need a volunteer, Don.
$24 an hour. He said volunteer.
Yeah, you're gonna go to the Association of Towns in New York City? Okay, so you're gonna be our delegate. Is anybody else going to the Association of Towns?
I'm still trying to get my schedule. I
Okay.
think I'm going.
Well, we got the main person. I wanna know, do you plan on going?
I have not.
I'm not either. Greg?
Nor am I.
All right, so far it'll be just you. So at the end of the 3 or 4 day event, they go vote on stuff. It's performer stuff. So it's really just a presence. You did it before, right?
Is the alternate delegate required to plan to be in attendance, or could that be sort of ad hoc if
You gotta be
necessary?
there. Cooper's also gonna have his assistant go. but,
Your assistant, she's going?
Yeah, I was thinking about sending her.
She can go. that'll be a good idea, not a problem. So, can we make a deputy town clerk the alternate?
I don't know, with the AOT rules, I'm
Yep.
not sure if that could be a delegate. Usually it's a board member, in my
Okay.
experience.
Okay, well, you're it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You represent us well.
Discussion establish a standard workday for employees, performer, everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
We'll discuss Louise when we get toward the resolution. Discussion of resolution to approve town clerk and tax receiver contracts, everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Next up is resolution to accept the resignation of recreation assistant Juliana De La Rosa, everybody okay with that? Number 6, discussion of resolution ratifying repair work to, sorry about that, almost slipped. So this is a little bit of a problem. We had a big sewer main break on Hoos Boulevard, which is at the Dutchess Park Sewer District. It's, a pipe broke. We've been pumping it out with a septic truck for the last 2 weeks. That's about $3,000 a day. What they did, I don't want to get on my development spiel here, but the developer at the time period abandoned this project on Hoos Boulevard. I think there's about 60 homes in that development, and they laid the pipe down, not really, the type that needed to be there. They buried it the right length, depth, and then they added more dirt to make the backyard look bigger, so to be more sellable, and then 25, 30, 45 years later, the weight crushed the pipe. There's no site plans, there's nothing. This should never have happened. But, like everything else I've been dealing with for this is my 7th year, we have to fix it. And that's what we're gonna do. And it's gonna cost about $300,000. And I think I wanna try to do a one-time assessment on that to pay for it. So we're gonna discuss that later. Yeah, but it's not good. But we do have good news. The interconnection, it should be completed soon. The original price for that concurrent water district was $5.6 million. We should be a little bit under budget on that with no cost to taxpayers. And I'm going to be happy to announce that later. So whoever lives on Dutchess Park should be very happy in Merritt Boulevard.
How far along is the repair?
Big savings. Tremper says they should be able to be, Mr. Tremper says they should be able to be done probably by next week.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is the pipe is, if you go down Hoos Boulevard, which is off Cedar Hill, the pipe is going to have to be above ground until it thaws, and then they're going to bury it. So that's what the plan is, and then we're going to have to get easements, and Mr. Nugent's going to have to get involved in that.
I remember him discussing this was pretty bad, and he jumped on it pretty quickly. Just
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Number 7.
number 9, right?
No, number 7.
Oh, I skipped, I'm sorry. Number 7, discussion of resolution authorize defense and identification pursuant to Town Code 12.4. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Number 8, a resolution to amend the Town of Fishkill fee schedule. When we get to resolutions, I'm gonna make a motion to table that to the next meeting so we can look at it.
Yeah, I'm going to second that.
Oh,
We need to.
you're gonna, can I assign you the task to make sure you go over with?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a very good relationship with Jay over there. I'm sure that we can go over and take a look at things. The residents deserve full transparency on everything. If mathematically certain things need to be, certain policies need to be changed, I'm sure that residents can understand that if things are transparent and explained to them in a way that delivers respect. But if they're not absolutely necessary, then we should not be passing cost on to residents or to people who receive services from the town. So I'd like to take a look at that. I'm sure that our comptroller can assist, since really nothing gets spent without the comptroller's purview on that. So if we could have a couple weeks to take a look at that, I'll be happy to do so with Jay and come back and take a look at this again in a couple weeks.
You guys okay with me tabling it?
Well, absolutely, Greg. I can't help but think that, the thing that resonated through my head as I was listening to the comments out there is hotel room tax. I mean, we have yet to receive money. I'm sure it's not coming in yet.
Right.
But you and I bravely, along with John Foreman, pushed that through. And the purpose of that is to offset costs for residents. Certainly, seniors are vitally important. So I look forward to seeing how that all works out, Greg. And
absolutely. Again, if fee schedules need to be amended based on mathematics, I understand that, but that should be an absolute last resort as we try to make things as affordable as possible for residents. So if there's a way to re-examine how we're doing this, take a look at how budget lines are allocated, and find ways to make it unnecessary, that's what I'd like to spend the next 2 weeks doing, so that we do not have to amend that schedule, and our seniors, whether they are residents or non-residents, can continue benefiting without any adjustments, if possible.
Just remember, right, the hotel tax might be bringing 150, I'm sorry, 500, 550. The marijuana tax brings it about 150 a year.
Right.
This is not just free money to spend. We have to still stay under the cap to do that. So just because you got a lot of money doesn't mean you can just spend it unless you break the tax cap. So just remember that.
Well, right.
So it's not that we got 100 grand to spend, it doesn't work like
There's a broad
that.
sweeping sense of fiscal responsibility here, and we have an obligation to meet those challenges, but
Whatever we can do to offset these costs.
to the extent possible, I would like to not do that on the shoulders of our seniors if possible.
Okay.
100%.
I'm just letting you know that's just not free money.
Right.
Okay.
Well, absolutely, yeah. I didn't interpret the councilman's comments
No.
as if it was found money, no, but.
All right.
I'd like to take a look at it, work with Jay and Maureen, and I'm sure we can figure out a solution.
All right, number 9, discussion of budget modification. So Carmine wants to, it's all within his budget line, 13,000 from one line to another line to take care of some equipment stuff for parks. Everybody okay with that?
He's just moving his own money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
do it.
Now is the privilege of floor for only town agenda items. So you can speak about anything regarding the town agenda. Nothing? Okay. Okay, you guys gonna leave?
Wait, I just forgot one thing.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, she looks like, she snaps and you guys all leave.
Yeah, they're
Good
here
night.
to the end. Before, when I was reading what I had to say, I missed a page. So I just want to go back and reread the page that I missed, because I think it's important. When I said that it was missing the highway superintendent assistant's name as well as the supervisor rehired his confidential secretary and their salaries. That was also not listed on the salary page. I also did not see a resolution in the agenda for our retired comptroller, who has been paid $130 an hour since last fall to assist the new comptroller with the budget, but her agreement ended at the end of December. Since we have a new comptroller who is being compensated very well and also has an additional $20 stipend for housing, I don't see the need to spend taxpayer money to continue to pay a consultant to be a shadow comptroller, when the money can be spent better, maybe even possibly for the seniors. There are employees in our town who are getting 4% raises, some who are getting 10% raises, and then there are employees who are receiving 13%, 15%, and 21%, all in one department. Some on top of the 9% they received last year. In addition to that, $2,000 stipends that they all received in the same department last year. There continues to be no process to ascertain the justification for such large raises, and for some and others get just minimal raises, and they should be getting more. Others who truly deserve more get the minimum of 4. I think that you all need to reevaluate these raises before you blindly say yes tonight, table it, and correct all of the errors and present it at the next meeting in a packet for the public to see for themselves. That would be true transparency, instead of just correcting it and passing it through tonight. I'll come back up and talk, but I'm a little disappointed that you couldn't just listen to what was said tonight and what everybody said and decide that you don't need those fees. So, I'll come back up.
We tabled them to the 21st, and we're gonna look through them.
No, we will not be voting tonight
There's no vote
to
on that
increase
tonight.
the fee.
Yeah, we know that, that's the point. They all came out and they wanted to hear you do the right thing and say, we're not gonna give you these.
For example,
Yeah.
just in general, what's it gonna go from $1 to $3?
Well, no, so what it is, when I come up later, I was gonna give you the thing. He wants to raise it from $1 in the basket to $2 if you're not a resident. And if you go for a party, $2 for non-resident. If you go for a trip, $2 for non-resident, and additional $3 for everybody for administrative fee.
So you're looking to leave it alone?
I'm looking to,
Okay,
to not make those changes.
but you're not
And
looking to get rid of the $1 fee?
I would like to get rid of the $1 fee, but I wasn't gonna push my luck.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, I wasn't gonna push my luck. I got rid of the $1 fee for the walking club when I was on the town board, because I thought it was pretty stupid to charge people to be in a club when you walk, and walking is for free. But, we'll take what we can get here, but I think they would appreciate it if they heard it tonight, since they all came out tonight and really want to hear that it isn't going to be charged, because they're signing up for other trips, and they don't want to have to deal with what's going to be left over, refunded, or anything like that.
I don't anticipate that happening, but we have to do our due diligence.
Yeah.
Greg is gonna volunteer to do that.
Yeah.
So transparency, we're going to take that and we're going to look at it and make sure everything is right, and hopefully we stay at the status quo. That's what I would like to be.
Yeah, I would like that too, but I mean, with all respect to Greg or anybody on the board, you could have done that before you came to this meeting. I mean, you could have spoke with Jay could have spoke with you before if he wasn't happy with it, and it all could have been resolved tonight. So,
Okay?
you know, that's just the way I feel. This is, you don't have an attachment to that anyway, so if you want, this is the pages I'm talking about with the red lines. If I can bring it up
Yeah,
here.
give it to Greg. So we'll work with the controller, Greg, and hammer that out. Got it. Okay, thank you. You have anything else to say, Louise?
Yeah, if you want, I'll just wrap up what I was going to say before, and then I'll be done. I don't want it to speak again. Let's see. Well, bye, have a good night. Thank
Good
you for
night.
coming. Drive home safe. The last part I was going to talk about was being a liaison. So I just wanted to thank the supervisor for offering me this opportunity. I want to thank the board for the opportunity as well for the consideration to be a volunteer community liaison to our senior center. As you know, I love volunteering and helping serve the seniors and veterans during the holiday lunches and joining on some trips when I can. I will be a watchful eye for the seniors and veterans who use the programs at the rec center and for Mary Ann as well. And Mary Ann would have been here tonight, but she's taking a little break, which is well-deserved in Florida. If they need anything, they know that they can call me, and if there's something that needs to be done through the board, I can come and address their needs or issues. I will continue to serve them at all parties as well. It is my hope that a system could be developed by the rec center leadership to review the process of incoming, outgoing, and expenditures for each senior event. I am eager to help the senior center. Let's continue to give our seniors and veterans enjoyable trips and lunches this year, like the one on Monday, where we all went to New York City to the Radio City Music Hall, and it was really nice, which was a wonderful day. And if you haven't been on a trip, and you should come, you should look online for the trips, and you should come to the senior center because you'll make new friends, like the other woman said. It's more than just a hangout. It's where people become family. So. And everybody is very friendly here. I appreciate the people who came tonight to support me and also to support not having any additional fees for the senior center. I also know there were many others who would have come but they couldn't have. And I created a petition that I was going to give to the supervisor with over 50 people who signed it that said that they were against the fees and they also wanted me to be the liaison. But I'm not going to give it to you because when I walked in the room, Councilmember Rye told me that he was opposed to me being the liaison, and then he also questioned me why I would have people sign a petition on a bus. So if I give it to you, I don't want those people to have any retribution or, anybody look at the list and think, why did they sign this or not? So.
Can I just say something to that?
Sure.
Thank you. I was opposed, and I've heard now the reasoning for it. Because it was a total surprise to me. Like, why are we doing this? Because everybody up here is a liaison to the rec center. That's our position with every department, right? To interact.
And are you done?
Let him finish.
I do attend events.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate, you're already there anyway, volunteering all the time. And so I don't see that there's any reason to have any opposition. I've heard a lot of reasoning why, so it helped me.
Well, I appreciate that, Brian, but I would have appreciated it more if you actually just accepted it when it was presented, and you know me, and I wouldn't be doing it for any other reason than for something good.
Well,
wait, let me finish now. You finish,
Okay.
I'll finish. So I'm not looking to step on people's toes there, as some people may think that I'm looking to do, like financially or do things. You can never have too much oversight in any department. So if there's oversight and I'm there and somebody tells me something that they don't feel comfortable telling somebody else, then I'll tell you. And of course you're a liaison, you're all liaisons, you all attend the parties, and you help out just like I do, but you can never have too many people helping. And it's all about building relationships and helping people, so that's what I intend to do.
Right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Grace Martin, since I have the opportunity to speak again. Unlike Louise, I am actually okay that the resolution for the town fees is tabled. I understand. I don't understand why it wasn't looked at earlier, but I'm okay with that. I am glad that you appointed a point guard. Sorry, I played basketball. Greg.
I'm not that tall.
Greg. Okay, good. I'll challenge you. I'm glad you've appointed a point guard to do the deep dive, to do the comparisons year to year, because again, I don't get to see the things behind the scenes, to see if the other activities have also gone up and to what percentages. Again, what was in the package here was 5 pages, and none of it does a last year comparison to this year comparison. Okay? So when you do that deep dive, I ask you to do that. The other thing I did forget to mention is the seniors help support that center as well. We run a 50-50, and I'm one of the volunteers who pulled that in. And Ozzy, you've been there, and Ozzy's actually given back when he's won the money. That money also goes to negate the costs of what we're doing, okay? And those pots get pretty good. So that money is also in there that we help with that. Again, so I'm okay with it being tabled. I expect to do the deep dive. I'll be back here to understand your deep dive and to do those comparisons. And again, as far as Louise being the liaison, why would anybody not want to, again, have a point guard and us as seniors be able to go to one person versus trying to find 5 or 6 of you? Yes, you've seen me at your events. I know who comes in for 2 seconds and leaves versus who stays there for the whole activity. Okay? And that's all I'll say with that. Okay? Please make her the liaison so we have a point guard. She was on your board. She was respected and was doing that at that point in time. Please, why would you not want to have a one person that we can see every day of the week if she wants to versus trying to find 1 or 2 of you guys? Thank you.
Ozzy, I just had one more thing. I know the answer to the question that she said, because when I spoke with Jay about these fees and why I didn't think they should be enacted, why the seniors don't want them, he told me that he thinks that they should be enacted because they have been enacted with the other programs. So why wouldn't they do them with the seniors? And I said, that's the exact reason why you wouldn't, because they're seniors. And I also found out that they've made a lot of money off of the programs. So the summer camp program made over, I don't know, I'm going to say approximately $25,000.
First of all, the senior and rec center does not make any money.
It's not supposed to, Ozzy.
What I'm saying is,
yeah.
no, the town puts in probably, what, about $450,000 a year? So we're negative $450 right off the bat. $450,000 negative because these salaries that we pay, and we've always done it, we're going to continue to do it. So there's no real savings unless we get $450 and above. Just want to let everybody to know that.
Right. But and I would add that because the town is already investing in the recreation center, it is not a cost neutral endeavor that is funded entirely through gate receipts, if you will, from the individuals participating, whether those are seniors or children or special events. With that being in mind, if we are already designating a certain amount of town budgetary money towards that senior center or towards the rec center as a whole, my inclination, I think Brian is with me on this, I'm sure Don will agree, that if, to any extent possible, if there is an accounting situation that requires more money to be collected, let's not collect it from the seniors, let's budget that in, let's make a budget amendment if we need to. Let's find ways to make programs cost less but do more. That's the true efficiency thing. So let me work with Jay and with Maureen and report back to you and see how we can keep this from being something that needs to be passed on to the seniors, since it's already not a cost neutral.
Yes.
It's not a zero sum
We're not making money.
facility. We're not making money on this.
No.
We are spending a considerable amount of money. If we're talking about raising by $1 for seniors, let's find a way that the town through its budget can absorb that cost. And if we need to be shrewd in how we find ways to save the money to afford to do that, then let's do that. But let's not nickel and dime our seniors.
Listen, we agree, and the rest of the you got the recreation department, the senior department. So the recreation, we hire staff, we have after-school daycare, they get their increases, so their fee schedule is going to be different than the senior fee schedule. So I hope you understand that, and I just want to reiterate, we spend a lot of money on the rec center, senior center. We spend money, almost $4 million on our police. We spend another $4 or $5 million on our highway department. These are things that we have to do because this is living in a great community that we live in. And no one has a senior rec center like we have in the Hudson Valley. It's pretty good, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, I just want
We have a pretty good one.
Yeah, I just want to finish up what I was saying. So
Pretty good one.
you're saying they're not supposed to make a profit. That's all I'm saying.
There is
They're
no
not-
profit.
There is a profit. There's a profit with the other programs, but I'm not the liaison to those programs. He already enacted all those fees, so all those parents are paying all those things. So I'm just here for the seniors and the
Okay.
veterans to make sure they don't. And again, when you're looking at things and you want to talk about $1, $2, $3, it's not going to equal out, you know. So your 2,000, your 3,000, your 5,000, you can find that somewhere else. And it's not like when you go to a restaurant and have a dinner. So the person at the restaurant is going to make a profit. They're not just going to give you the chicken for what they got it for. They're not supposed to make a profit. We're giving it to them for what Mary Ann actually buys it for. She cooks it, she creates everything, so there's really no question at all that it shouldn't go up. Thank you.
Greg, if you need assistance, I'll be more than happy to volunteer with you.
Since you opened that up, the rec center, I want to separate out the definition of a rec center versus the senior part of your building. Your senior center is opened from 9:30 to 2 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It opens up on Tuesday and Wednesday an hour early, Tuesday and Thursday for a fitness class. So the salaries that you pay for the seniors are a small portion of what you pay for a beautiful facility with beautiful things for your rec and for your children. Your senior center has only Mary Ann Von Egypt officially on the books as the senior director. When I volunteer at your children's events, and you've seen me there at the Oktoberfest, the Winterfest, the Easter egg hunt. Last year I played the Grinch, so maybe you didn't recognize me. Those 8 seniors, including my husband who retired 2 years ago, and Rosemary's husband, we're there, so you're not paying a staff person at these events. Nowhere I'm asking you to keep that in your scenario. I tried not to compare you to other organizations and other senior departments. In the county, you're pretty much the model for most of them. The Poughkeepsie Senior Center is open Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 2:30. The Wappinger Senior Center is open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4:30, because it's in their town hall. So I don't want to do those comparisons. But if you look at your recreation, which is for children, and that's all I'm asking you to look at, the little time that the seniors are in that building, and yes, you have a wonderful senior center because of Mary Ann Von Egypt and because of the people that are there, but the hours your senior center is in line on the smaller side of the hours that are open in senior centers across the county. I told you I represent the Dutchess County Office for the Aging. I've seen all senior centers in this county over the last 4 years. So for activities, you're wonderful. For hours, they're small. So take that into consideration. Please don't compare us to the 55 and over basketball at night, the children's at night. You have tons of stuff, and that's recreation. So of the $450,000 you say to open the doors, believe me, based upon what you just said, you're paying Mary Ann Von Egypt for the hours she's there. Those salaries aren't geared to the seniors. We're a small portion of that budget. Yes, we have to turn on the lights and all that stuff, but we give back. So please don't do those apples to apples comparison. I've always complimented Ozzy and you and all the board. You have a wonderful center. That's why I'm there, to continue to help you. But look at the small amount of hours you're giving your senior versus the big hours you're giving the rec. Your rec department was open most of this holiday season. Our senior center is still closed. We can't get into that senior center until the 20th or 21st. So technically, we've been locked out of that senior center for 1 month, and you're doing all your children's rec stuff. That's still going on. We can't go in there. As far as again, I thanked you for tabling it, but we already were charged. We had a sign up yesterday for a trip to Atlantic City. It's an overnight. It's a wonderful trip. Thank you, Marianne, for putting that on. Thank you, Jason, for supporting that. But the non-residents have already paid the extra money. So just so you know, so I appreciate the sooner you can get this done. We've already paid the extra money, all non-residents, effective yesterday. Why this dollar probably isn't going to be worried about, it's because we're not allowed into the senior center for another 2 weeks. So we'll be in, Greg, before you finish your discussion, before it comes to this board on the 21st. We will be he's already instituted the new fee, and it's published in the packet that was given to the seniors at your Christmas party. I can give you a copy of that packet, or you can get it from your mother. She was at the Christmas party.
I can't speak to that now. That's a conversation that's going to have to be a confidential conversation between the town board and staff.
And that's okay.
But I appreciate you bringing that to our attention. That will be dealt with.
That packet was already published and given to us at your Christmas party. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you for your insight. Anybody else like to speak about the agenda items? Michael, Mr. Archer? Mr. Archer? Hello, sir.
Good evening, Supervisor. Welcome back, Mr. Nugent. I'm thrilled that the town once again has competent counsel, and I hope you're around for this board's term. You glossed over item number 6.
I did?
You did. And
I did.
I intended to call you.
Okay.
I intended to call you tomorrow on this.
Okay.
We received a call earlier from a homeowner who wants to engage our firm and their attorney, and they intend to Article 78 to town. And the reason for that is Camo Pollution showed up, they paraded through people's yards unannounced, they've staked people's yards, and then they're gonna run a sewer pipe through people's yards. It's ridiculous. There's no engineering, there's no planning, it's just a quick fix because that district has a problem. Completely outrageous that sewage is gonna be piped through someone's yard for months because there's no other way around it. And as I said, they've retained counsel. There's going to be an Article 78. I encourage you to speak to Camo and find a solution because it's going to cost the town a hell of a lot more than $300,000.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Maeda. This is our Recreation Director, Jason Maeda.
Okay, good evening. I apologize, I wasn't planning on coming, so I don't have any order or any plan to what I was going to say here, so I'm somewhat winging it and have been kind of taking notes based on comments that were said. First off, I just want to say, I feel like how this went down was completely wrong. It was inappropriate how it was handled. I love all you guys. You guys have known me for a long time, but this has turned into like a bashing session on Jay Maeda here, and I think it was completely inappropriate the way it went down. I think things were said to them that they don't, know, and had these conversations been had, before this, I think everything would have made more sense, and it wouldn't have come to this. So that's first off. The petition signing, how this all went down, to having people come to the meeting tonight, I think was very inappropriate the way this went down. So that's that part. I love the seniors. They're part of the reason why I enjoy coming to work every single day. I've been doing this for 32 years. I've been part of the recreation department for 32 years. I love this town. I love the programs. I love the kids. I love the seniors. I love everything that we do. And how this went down, I think it just wasn't right. And with all due respect, to clarify and some things that were said tonight that were either not true or misunderstood, We strive to keep costs as low as possible. We do. And yes, talk about, seniors who are struggling. We have a lot of parents who are struggling as well, who attend our programs. Another comment, would it be nice if the rec can develop a procedure for tracking financials? We do. That's why, when we come up with these fees, we don't just, come up with them off the top of our head. There's an actual procedure on how we come up with these fees. They're not just randomly done. They're done with, numbers and stats and number of people that participate and how much it's going to cost and all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into it. I spend hours and hours and hours putting together our budget every single year. And yes, volunteers, we love our volunteers. Appreciate everything that they do. And this fee schedule was never intended to, say we don't appreciate them or, anything like that. And I'm sorry, I wasn't planning anything. I don't have anything prepared, so I know I'm just throwing stuff out there. A comment about the 100% raise. We're talking about $1. Okay, and I know, if you want to break it down a percent, it's like, what, 10% is what, a penny? So you want to raise it $1 and a penny? Like, we're talking low numbers here, so it's kind of hard to, okay. You're not getting the point. So, making non-residents wait a whole day. First off, I don't know where that is. We had a sign up yesterday. Residents started at 9 a.m. and non-residents were at 12 p.m. So it was a matter of a couple of hours. And if anything, how is that fair to the resident who couldn't make it at 9 a.m. but now gets shut out because a non-resident can make it at 12 p.m. So you can look at things two ways. That's all I'm trying to point to, is depending on where you are, resident, non-resident, there's another way to look at it.
Look, Jay, I don't want to interrupt your train of thought here, but I can see that this is troubling to you. I don't think there's anyone in this room who doubts your dedication at all or has criticism of the product that you deliver for our seniors. If I recognize right now this is feeling very personal to you, but if you were to go back, take a look tomorrow or over the weekend at the video of this meeting, you'll find that not a single one of our seniors who spoke at that podium tonight mentioned you by name. So it's really important to be able to separate a criticism about a policy or an idea between, and a criticism of you personally, because everyone knows how much you care about this. And you and I have talked about this. I think this might be a bit of a learning experience for all of us, because you're not trying to run a for-profit agency with the rec department. You have dollars and cents and a budget line that needs to balance at the end of the year. Perhaps this is one of those moments where we can sort of look at each other and say, let's, as a department head and a town board, agree to find a way to make sure that your department is spending money efficiently, which we know that you're doing as good as you can, that the quality of the service that you're giving to our seniors, our children, our families is as spectacular as it always has been, which is not, that hasn't been called into question. But dedicate ourselves to finding a way to meet the budgetary needs of dollars and cents without putting that on the burden of, or putting that burden on the backs of especially our seniors, because you said families are struggling, our seniors are struggling. It's up to us as department heads and elected officials to find solutions. I don't think anybody's taken it personally. I don't think anybody in their right mind at least is personally going to have a real go at you. It's an opportunity for us to reassess and remember our priorities. And I'm happy to agree, if you agree, that we can work with the finance department and the town board. If we need to do a budget amendment, if we need to do something to make sure that your financial needs for your department are met and our seniors don't have to pay a penny more than what they're paying now, I'm ready to commit to finding ways to make those books balance and maintain our obligation to the residents for a balanced budget. I think we also recognize, you're the Fishkill Recreation Director, and our rec center does serve both residents and non-residents. It would be misleading to the public to say that our first priority is not and must not be the residents of Fishkill. It must be. There are taxpayers, they're the people whose taxes pay for that facility. But we are a special facility, a special program. There aren't a lot of programs in our area that allow non-residents to participate in their senior programs. So because we have taken that step, we need to be just as fair to those non-residents as we are to our own residents. So
Can I say something?
yeah. Oh, by all means.
I've met with you, I've talked with you about the increases in fees. You know, I'm sitting here and listening to everyone, and I understand the comments, and, you know, we on the board finally went to a position where I wanted to propose, which is, you know, just meet with you and better understand these things. And that's okay, because I haven't had a lot of time to get into it. But I have 100% confidence in you. I know our seniors have 100% confidence in you. Anytime it comes to money, you know, that's where it gets ticklish. And I know you have needs, and I know you will justify them. There's just no doubt about that. And so just getting to know that better while supporting you and all the hard work that you do, because you are there on weekends, and I've seen you, and you are there at nighttime, and you are all over the place, and you are hustling your tail, and you are making sure you're staffed, and you're making sure the programs are done well. You're making sure the kids in the summer, and the basketball, and the hoops, and the this, and the that, and the everything else, and I've seen that for a couple of years. You work extremely hard.
And we're proud of you.
So does Lauren, so does Mary Ann, and hats off to you. So this is still a learning curve for me, and for Greg. As I've told him, I'm more than happy to help, you know, better understand this, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
But it's in no way, shape, or form any you know, taking away from your character or your management skills.
Not at all.
Because, you know, we need you.
Yeah, we do. And we all, I think I speak for everyone here when I say you have our full support, and we think you're doing a great job. But this is one of those moments now where we're recognizing that money and cost is a problem, and this is an opportunity for me as a member of this board to tell you, when this happens, let that problem be this board's problem and not our seniors' problem.
Okay. I appreciate all that. I just want to finish a couple more things. So, comment about seniors in the building more than any other seniors being a portion of, you know, the time in the building. The seniors are actually probably in the building the most, if maybe second most, than any other program. So the seniors use the rec center more than probably anybody else. Not that that matters, I'm just clarifying. Locked out for a whole month, yes, we're trying to reorganize things. We've got a lot of stuff in the storage closets and things. Mary Ann's away for, you know, till the end of next week. It's just Lauren and I in there right now. And that's why we're delaying an extra week, so we can kind of reorganize things.
There's always two sides to the coin.
Right. And, you know, comment about being just as fair to the non-residents as the residents, but, you know, we also have to be fair to the residents who are contributing to the program in their taxes, where the non-residents aren't. And that was my justification for putting the non-resident fees in there. I'm not, again, it's nothing against any particular person. I know we have people in this room who are non-residents. I know we have a handful of them who help out. We're appreciative of it. It's just a procedural, you know, thing. You know, the seniors, the fees haven't raised in 10 years, so, you know, it's it's not like we're trying to kill them kind of
No,
thing.
no, absolutely.
You know, it's been a long time since these things have been raised. And the question about, I think somebody made a comment about, you know, we're raising the seniors, but nothing with the other kids. Every program got a raise, increase. And in fact, almost every year, each program, the fees increase, except for the seniors. So I'm just clarifying that it's not just the seniors that are getting, you know, proposed to increase. Every single program increase, costs increase, you know, cost of things increase, salaries increase, things like that. So everything gets an increase. It's not like we're just picking on the seniors. And, you know, just to double up on, you know, something Brian said, we get a lot of out-of-towners in all of our programs. We have a lot of people that come to our programs because of the quality of the programs. Our basketball programs, our summer camps, people are willing to pay more because of the quality of our programs, you know, so we might get a resident from another town coming to our program because they feel like our program is better quality. You know, that's all the programs across the board. We have a lot of non-residents that come and participate in, you know, our programs, and they're willing to pay the extra. They pay non-resident fees, they're willing to pay the extra because of the quality of the program.
Jay, did you create a basketball program for those who graduated high school and gone on to college and have come back at break, but they miss the program so bad and they want to play basketball, so you created a special program for those kids that are at college that are back on break? This is the kind of dedication you have, buddy boy.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't going to come tonight. So I know it wasn't very well spoken, but I hope I maybe got some points across.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Jay.
So, thank
Have
you.
a good evening.
And moving forward, whenever you've got a dollars and cents problem, make it our problem first. And let's try where we can to keep those costs, especially for our seniors.
Yeah, I just think before this even got to this point, I think it should have
It's going to
happened.
be, we'll chalk this up as a learning experience for all of us. I think we all could have handled this better, and we'll all remember that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for what you do, Jay.
Thank you.
Kenya?
Good evening. I wasn't going to get up and say anything, but congratulations again to Jackie, to my guy, Don Fristula, and definitely a good, warm welcome back to Mr. Brian Nugent. I think Fishkill is in a better place now that he's sitting in a chair. And I saw him, calm down, Ozzy. And to my guy, Greg, over there, congrats on your move with the legislature. I know that you will do well, sound well, and I will be there from time and time again to encourage you to keep moving. So I just, I didn't want to beat a dead horse, but I have to say that when I was on this town board, one of the issues and concerns were fees, how money was handled, and seniors go under the radar. They go under the radar because they don't want to be singled out. They don't want anybody like picking on them. They don't want to be ostracized. And so therefore I did let them know then that I will be the voice for them, and said no one will come to them with any issues or concerns. And if somebody does, they tell me and I will handle them in the appropriate manner. And so there were concerns with fees collected, and then those fees get processed, and then we wanted to know where those fees wind up, like where that collection winds up. And here I am, that same issue exists. So if I charge for 75 people $10 to attend an event, whatever that dollar amount is, that dollar amount then allows me to have that number. That number doesn't disappear. But what I've learned is that after that dollar amount appears, let's just say 2,000, there appears to be fees tacked on to that amount of money, and so therefore it looks as if that actual event turned into a deficit. So just say if they were to take $500 from that $2,000, it would look like that event was $500 short. But the $500, where does it go? So again, if you're really looking at this system, you have to look at it thoroughly. So I would say to look at the last event that they had there, Greg, when you are analyzing with Jay, and take a look at the money that was collected, then the money that was actually earned, and then what happened after that. And so that has been a long-standing concern over there, and it seems to continue to be the concern. So again, $1 may seem simple, but as a person who travels from here, Newburgh, Wappingers, and Poughkeepsie to do food security and continue to support my seniors that live in Fishkill, $1 is like $1 million to somebody who's trying to buy their medication and then try to feed themselves and then make sure that their cat has a sufficient food. And a lot of times seniors will choose to feed their cat, forgo their medication, and then try to figure it out. That's the reality for a lot of seniors. So it may not be what you see every day, but come talk to me and I can point out a few to you. So I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I just forgot when we started that to congratulate Cooper, who's our new town clerk. We know you did a great job before, and we know you're going to do a great job now, and we're happy that you're here. And also, when Jay said, I didn't tell these people to come, they came on their own. And when I did a petition, I know the supervisor, and I know he likes petitions. So nothing was personal, nothing was done personal to him, but when he spoke, I just hear it repetitively that it's still a concern. So I hope, Greg, when you dive deep into that, you come to the same conclusion that they shouldn't happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Nugent, we have the consent agenda, but we're gonna have to make a couple changes. This one you sent me for the appointment of the ZBA members and the Drake Loeb retention. So what do? Make a motion to amend the consent agenda to make the following corrections, and then we have our controller here to make those budgeted things that are salaries that have already been budgeted to match the Town of Fishkill 2006 salary schedule. So there's no increases or nothing, it's just making sure the paperwork is correct. So how do we go about doing that?
So we can either state the amendments on, I think it's 13A, 5, and 6 are the zoning board appointments.
Yes.
Those are the same change on both resolutions. And it's not, again, completely substantive, but I can just explain that. We can adopt the resolution as amended as it's been presented to you.
So let's start with amend the consent agenda for these things.
Yeah, we can do 13A, 5, and 6 together because it's the same change. And just to briefly explain it, the resolution just indicates these are ZBA appointments, and it directs the town clerk to have these new members take their oath of office within 30 days, which is the law. But you have a zoning board meeting before 30 days. So the law is that if they go to that board meeting, which let's say is 10 days from now, they have to swear in before that meeting. The way the resolution reads, it sounds like they could go to that meeting and swear in 30 days, from now. So the law really states that you either take your oath before performing your duties and within 30 days. So all we're adding is that.
So you remember when you first got here with me 7 years ago, we had a problem with these zoning and planning board members who were never reappointed. Were those actions illegal when they sat after their term expired and were not sworn in?
No, that was something different. So the law says that if somebody, if they performed acts and something, was technically wrong, where somebody alleges they weren't properly in office, the acts are presumed to be valid, that were already performed in the past. So this is just, there's not any issue right now. This is to prevent the issue, because I don't want somebody to go to the board meeting in January as a new ZBA member, not swear in, then technically they shouldn't be there. They wouldn't be able to take any action. Understood. So this resolution should be across the board. Anytime we appoint somebody, it should say that you must take the oath of office before performing your duties and within 30 daise. That's the distinction. So
let's amend 13A and 5 and 13A and 6 to add the town clerk shall notify these appointments, direct that they take the oath of office prior to entering the duties of office and within 30 days of the date of this resolution. Is that correct?
That's correct. And they'll both be the same.
I'll present that as a motion for both those issues. Can I have a
second? This is a motion to amend.
Motion to amend for both 13A5 and 13A6. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then the next one, Drake Loeb retention, 13, 8, and 11, the same thing. Make a motion to amend the consent agenda to add on 13, Adam 11, Drake Loeb retention. Be it further resolved that the proposal received a fee of $250 an hour for non-litigation, $300 an hour for in-state litigation, and matters, $325 for federal court matters. I'll make a motion to amend that, to add that. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so those two are done. So the only thing we got left out of this big, it's a real big agenda, big consent agenda, the salary. So we have our town controller here, Maureen McLennan. So let's go through your corrections first, and let's make this will be a motion to amend this right here to match everything. So everything has been budgeted, there's no, go on.
Good evening. Yes, everything has been budgeted. There's no increased salaries on the list, but there was a technical error with us creating the list because we have this huge spreadsheet and we try to simplify by name amounts, and some amounts accidentally was left as last year's when we were doing the copy and paste, but the correct amounts are in the budget and that has been approved back in November.
Okay.
So this is simply a
It's just a-
formatting error of the document,
That's
nothing to
it.
do with mathematics or budget.
Nothing to do with mathematics,
Okay.
no changes, no increases. It's literally just the copy and paste from one bigger format to a smaller format and uploading it to, I guess, the back-end system
You'll
or
provide the clerk
something.
with the corrected,
Yes.
with the corrected format. Okay.
Yes,
So we would amend the resolution to reflect the corrected
format.
corrected format, which will be provided by the comptroller to the town clerk.
Which will be the
Right.
Town of Fishkill 2026 salaries.
Salaries for the
Okay, what's the
reorg.
first one that you have?
Say that again?
The first one that you have is,
There's two corrections. So for the rec center, Jay and Lauren, it's still listed at 2025 salary. Their 2026 wasn't added, so
Okay.
that's been added.
okay.
Then Kevin, the highway secretary, I
Yes.
believe. His name was accidentally left off the list, so I added. And I believe Joe's name is also added to the list.
Joe Prone is going to be added to the
Yes.
list, my secretary?
Yes.
Louise, am I missing anything?
Yeah, Mary Ann, the PT before her name needs to be crossed off.
Yeah, she probably.
So
I could-
Mary Ann on rec is listed as part-time, she's full-time.
And
Okay.
we need to add her salary, which isn't there because it looks like she was listed as part-time. So I wrote it on the paper.
I see it right there. All right, so make a motion to amend this portion of the consent agenda. So let's list them right now so the clerk can have them right now.
Okay, okay. So
Say
the
it.
changes are Marianne from part-time to full-time and update her salary in that list. Jay and Lawrence updated to 2026 salary, that's already been budgeted and approved. We add Mike McCarthy, because he was, somehow the line was omitted. Kevin, sorry,
McCarthy.
thank you. Kevin McCarthy, and we also added Joseph Perron.
Okay, I'll present that as a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second that.
The list is actually members.
The what, she got them.
I know, just be transparent, 'cause I know that.
I don't know the numbers off the top of
Well, I
my.
have them for the supervisor.
Okay.
Well, Jason is up to 85, and Lauren is up to 77.
Correct.
And Mary Ann is 58.
Correct.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to amend the consent agenda for the salaries of 2026. I'll present that as a motion to amend it. Can I have a second?
Second.
Tatino, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now I'll make a motion to accept the amended consent agenda. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Supervisor, before we, oh, go ahead.
We're almost done. Hang out to the end.
Before we do this first resolution on the Association of Towns, since the
Yes.
earlier discussion, I pulled some materials. Their bylaws say that you can appoint any officer or employee as a delegate. So if that changes your mind.
She can do it. She needs to learn this stuff. No? She works for you, so I can't tell you.
I was going to say, she might just be there for the first couple of days, not the ending session.
Okay.
Has she even been asked?
No. We just came and brought it up right now.
Yeah, because we don't even, I mean,
Like,
as far as going.
Does this not occur
during tax collection?
No, but don't worry about it. We got it. We got
Let's
everything
leave
going.
it with,
Okay. Leave it the way it is.
let's leave it the way it is.
All right, Don.
I tried
Just
to
Don.
save you.
You're not there, you're not there. Like I said, it's pro forma anyway. It's not a big deal. All right. All right, guys, I have to finish, I have to start doing the resolutions. Please, resolutions. So the first resolution is to designate a delegate to the Association of Towns, whereas the town board is a member of the Association of Towns of the State of New York, whereas the AOT requires the town to send a representative to the annual meeting of the Association of Towns to be held from February 14th to 17th, whereas the delegate would be cast by a vote for the town of Fishkill pursuant to Section 6 of Article 3 of the Constitution, bylaws, and said association. Now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Fishkill designates Councilmember Donald Pizzula as a delegate to be the representative of the Association of Towns of the State of New York. I'll present that as a motion. Can I have a second?
Go ahead, second it, Don.
I'll second it.
All right, Don Pizzula, his first second. All in favor?
Aye.
Next up, a resolution to appoint Louise Daniele as a volunteer liaison for the town of Fishkill Senior Center, Resolution 10376, whereas the town board wishes to appoint a volunteer liaison to the town of Fishkill Recreation Senior Center, whereas the town board wishes to appoint Louise Daniele as liaison to the Fishkill Senior Center. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board appoints Louise Daniele as the liaison to the Fishkill Recreation Center. I'll present the motion. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, all right, next up is the resolution approving.
No, it was, I believe it was 5-0.
5-0.
Yeah. Yes.
I presented the motion. Who gave me the second? Who did the second?
I did.
All in favor, right?
Yes. All in favor?
5-0. Yes. 5-0.
5-0.
Okay.
Speaking as loudly as this guy right here.
I know, all of a sudden it's quiet over here. Now it's loud over here. All right.
Well, give me time.
I know. A resolution approving ratifying repair work to Hoos Boulevard sewer main on emergency basis, ID number 10352, whereas the town of Fishkill owns the sanitary sewer line serving the Cedar Knolls subdivision and the White Birch development running in and along Hoos Boulevard and Cedar Hill Road to the top of Derrick Drive, and whereas the Hoos Boulevard pump station handles all the flow from the Cedar Knolls and White Birch developments, approximately 30 to 40,000 gallons per day, and pumps the effluent through the said sewer lines, and whereas the force main from the Hoos Boulevard pump station runs approximately 3,000 feet through the backyards of the homes on Hoos Boulevard and Cedar Hill Road to the top of Derrick Drive, and whereas on December 16th, 2025, the force main ruptured at 47 Hoos Boulevard, and whereas the sewer main break had to be repaired immediately because it posted an immediate and serious health hazard and was necessary to provide continued sanitary sewer service to the homes in Cedar Knolls and subdivision of White Birch development, and whereas due to the depth at which the pipe was buried, over 30 feet, and the poor condition of the main, it is necessary to replace the entire length of the force main, and whereas to prevent an overflow from the break in the sewer line, the town is implementing the plan of installing an above-ground HDPE pipe through the residents' backyards, which will be tied into the pump station near Cedar Hill Road, and whereas, as per attached proposal, the cost of implementing the necessary steps, these repairs is $159,000, just get the pipe, and then in the springtime when the ground thaws, we're gonna bury it, so the total cost is gonna be about around $300. Whereas pursuant to General Municipal Law 103, when the public emergency rises out of an accident or unforeseen occurrence affecting public buildings, public property, or the life, health, and safety or property of inhabitants of the town, which requires the immediate action and which cannot await competitive bidding, the town may forego competitive bidding requirements on any contract for the goods or services necessary to address the emergency. Now therefore it be resolved as follows. Number one, the town board hereby finds the unforeseen break in the sewer main constitutes an emergency situation, allowing the town to forego competitive bidding on contracts for repairs pursuant to General Municipal Law 103. Number two, the town board finds that the in-kind replacement repair of existing municipal infrastructure constituted type 2 action under SECRA. Number three, the town board hereby approves the aforesaid proposal for the aforesaid repairs of the sewer line. Number four, the supervisor is hereby authorized to sign any and all documentations necessary to secure the proposed repairs to the sewer main line, and the town board ratifies all prior actions taken to secure the proposed repairs to the sewer line, and the town board authorized the town supervisor to secure such licenses for temporary work and easements from the property owners as may be necessary for the project. Any discussion on this? This is a big deal. Anybody questions before we vote on it?
We had somebody show up here tonight, right, that gave us sort of a warning about doing this thing. here we are, we have an emergency situation. So to not go forward with this is to not deny a lot of households with the service, correct? That's number one.
What could happen is, the other route is that we could have just pumped out for $3,000 a day, and in 100 days, we'd be at $300,000,
Right,
okay?
right.
And then that's still, then we would have to go to the health department, then we'd probably end up getting fined. So
Right.
it'd be much more, right, Mr. Nugent? It'd be
Yeah,
much-
I mean, I'm not familiar with this particular
Yeah.
one yet, but it's an emergency, it's an emergency, and it
Yes.
seems to be described as one.
And so therefore, as an emergency, does the town have the right, unfortunately, to go through people's yards to get people hooked up and take care of this type of situation to rectify it?
Again, I don't know if there have been any conversations. This portion of this resolution is only talking about the emergency with respect to
Yes.
competitive bidding,
Yes.
saying that's an emergency.
Because we have to. We have to.
This is one of those things where, there was no plans, no nothing for the site.
I know.
And the previous, I wouldn't say the previous one, but
Ages
whoever
ago.
was in
It was
charge.
ages ago.
Yeah, whoever was in charge 40 years ago.
Prior administrations.
Many prior administrations did not do their due diligence. The developer walked away. Some things were made to get the place ready, done, but we have no on-site engineer, we have nothing.
And
So-
we have to do it.
We have to do it. Anybody have any other questions?
No.
Second.
I present that as a motion.
Second.
Councilman Rye seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next one is the fee schedule. We're going to table that for the 21st.
Supervisor, I don't know where everyone else stands, but at this point, I would be prepared to take a vote to defeat the motion altogether.
Defeat
and
what?
work with the rec director, the finance department, and our fellow council members to identify a different solution to meet any needs that the Recreation and Senior Center have altogether.
So you want to squash this and bring
I'm
forward
I'm
a new one?
perfectly, tabling it, we're eventually either going to have to withdraw it or defeat it or approve it.
You could table
So-
indefinitely if you wanted, as opposed to tabling to a date. This
Can-
way, if you do end up
Well,
coming
would that
back
be a
for
motion
some
to
reason-
postpone indefinitely?
Yeah, basically, you
Well,
could do that.
could we just close it?
We can close it too. It's up to you.
I'll make a motion to close it. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so that'll be done. Next up is the litigation for legal services. Let me see here. Now therefore resolved, all words, paragraphs, incorporation herein presented to. Number 2, Special Counsel Ferrick Nugent McCartney, PLLC, is authorized to file a demand for a complaint in this proceeding, and the town's insurance carrier, if the town's insurance carrier declines to defend the town, Special Counsel is authorized to appear on the town of Fishkill and any other necessary action to defend the town, and therefore be compensated for all active services performed for the town of Fishkill in regard to aforesaid proceedings entitled versus Scatino versus Town of Fishkill, under the included in index number 2025-56848, as authorized in a legal agreement with the town board resolution appointing special counsel. Number 3, in the event the town's insurance carrier determines that the claim is covered under the town's insurance, special counsel shall be authorized to provide any necessary assistance to insurance defense counsel on behalf of the town in the proceeding. And number 4, the town supervisor is authorized to execute any documents necessary to carry out the provisions of this resolution. Section 5, this resolution shall be effective immediately. Any discussion before we vote on it?
No.
May I present the motion? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. So we're up to, items, we did items, but new and old business. Jackie, any new or old business?
No, I'm glad that, we got rid of this fee thing.
Yeah.
I think, there really needs to be a good look at, the finances. And,
Yep.
and we need the time, I think, to do that before we, help guys out. We certainly don't want to raise your fees. We understand where you're coming from. Yeah, if we had voted on this tonight, I would have been a no. I couldn't do this to you guys.
Yeah.
So just know you got our support.
Greg, any new or old business?
We've had a long enough meeting, and I've talked my quota for the day. I'm
Don?
good.
Just want to say thanks to everybody who spoke today. You've enlightened me a lot into what's going on and what happens at the senior center. And I hope to see all of you around there when I come and visit very soon. Thank you.
Councilman Ryan, Brian?
No, do we have, between now and the next meeting, do we have the town hall closed for a holiday day?
I think it's President's Day is the 19th?
Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
What day is that, the 19th?
The 15th.
Monday? Okay.
It's the holiday is, yes, Monday the 19th. It's the Monday.
Just a reminder.
Monday the 19th.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day is the 15th, but it is observed on Monday the 19th. Yes.
Okay. Okay, say it in the thing, can you?
Yeah. There's an event invite, the residents should get to hear that.
There is a march, there's a whole program going on at Springfield Baptist Church on the 19th, from breakfast to a march to awards of essay contests. So if you want to come and join us for the march or the whole thing, you can come like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the march will happen around 9:30. And but it's exciting, like it's supposed to be big this year. So
Thank you,
come on
Kenya.
down.
Thank you, Kenya. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Our next town board meeting is January the 21st, same place, same time. We are going to go into executive session. We will not be voting on anything, so you won't see us for the rest of the night. So I'll make a motion to leave the regular course of business and go into executive session. Can I have a second?
Second, for the purpose of obtaining confidential
I always forget that, yes.
information from council.
I always do that. I apologize. Yes. So good night, everybody.
Thank you.
We voted 5-0, right?
Yeah, that was 5-0. How was your first meeting?